what happens to that fertilizer when it's washed off the land? Pascal Badiou and Shane Gabor have discovered that phosphates from these fields north of Brandon can travel through
that.
Eventually ending up in Lake Winnipeg.
Zero, get out of that.
What we're doing here is collecting flow measurements every 15 minutes using a set of area flow velocity devices to determine the mass of nutrients going past this point and down.
You big bonehead dude. Yeah, it's a big bonehead dog, yeah.
Phosphorus levels in the stream are typically quite high. In the spring, they can be as high as between 1 to 2 milligrams per liter, which is as high as you find in some sewage effluent.
What we found was that there's 114 tons of phosphorus that can come off the area of southwestern Manitoba, and that number probably doesn't mean a whole lot to most people, but it's equivalent to 544,000 bags of lawn fertilizer being dumped into Lake Winnipeg every year.
Farmers have always fertilized their fields, but the changes wrought on the prairies by modern farming techniques
Go get him, Jake.
have destroyed the
Go get
land's
him.
ability to
Go
absorb
get that zero now.
excess nutrients.
Go get that zero, dog.
To create more farmland,
Go get him.
small marshes called prairie potholes, the
Go get that zero,
prairie
dogs.
were drained.
This part of the country is called the prairie pothole region, and those wetlands are really isolated from stream systems unless you connect them with an actual ditch, and that's occurred on about 70% of the wetlands here. And that's what's causing water quality issues in other parts of the province. It can be several hundred miles away, so it's not just local effects. These effects can be a great distance downstream.
Over the past 40 years, 6,000 of the 8,000 potholes have been drained in this area alone. Across the entire prairie region, it's estimated that millions of these ecologically valuable micro-marshes have been lost.
In its native state, this wetland would have held quite a significant amount of water, would have had emergent vegetation, waterfowl would live here, it would have been home to invertebrate and other wildlife. What's happening in this condition is we put a drain on it, it's draining downstream, and all the nutrients that would have been sequestered here for hundreds, if not thousands of years, are now flowing downstream into receiving waters such as Lake Winnipeg.
The downstream effect of all these drained marshes is astonishing, particularly after a summer thunderstorm. While this may look like a pristine surface over Lake Winnipeg, it is not. This is a farmer's field. Only a few decades ago, most of the phosphorus in this water would have been removed by its slow journey through the micro-marshes. But that is no longer the case. Most of the phosphorus is now coming off the fields at one time of the year, the spring melt.
90% of the phosphorus is going into the lake at this time of year during the 2 or 3 weeks of the flooding in the spring. That's when the phosphorus is running in from the landscape into the river and eventually into Lake Winnipeg.
Were it not for these rains, this land would be wet. In fact, if you look at the farmland behind me, it's all bone dry. And why? Because small little channels have been excavated at literally laser precision to drain every last bit of water into these drains and then on its way to the river.
Over the past 100 years, and often supported by huge government subsidies and infrastructure dollars, over 27,000 kilometers of storm drains have been dug across southern Manitoba alone. This mesh of culverts and gutters now crisscrosses the entire province, flushing phosphorus quite literally down the drain. One of the most extreme examples of artificial drainage in all of Western Canada is here at Tobacco Creek. Here, a series of 30-kilometer-long drains funnel water and its payload of suspended phosphorus towards the Red River and up to the lake.
You can see the very distinct brown color to the water.
the colloidal material from the soil that's been picked up, and it's making all this foam that we see behind us. Undoubtedly, there's a lot of phosphorus there that's been transported off of the farmland and is heading on its way straight towards the Red River, dumping it into the river and then heading it off north into Lake Winnipeg.
Watershed problems aren't the only issues affecting the health of Lake Winnipeg. The perfect ecological storm is also being driven by changes to the lake's southern entrance.